team, sure, but he has a better record. All those things you can make for Kawhi, plus Kawhi plays defense. Plus Kawhi plays defense. Here's the MVP order right now. Westbrook 1, Kawhi 2, Harden 3, my man. I would not, if there was a co-MVP, he still shouldn't be on it.
Well, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. You're also entitled to be wrong, as you usually are, and I'm proud of you for sticking out your chest and acting like you're right. Very, very good job on your part. Very, very convincing. Didn't convince me, though. This is the thing that I don't ignore about Kawhi Leonard, Kellerman. I don't ignore the coaching. I don't ignore the system and the structure built around him to facilitate what Kawhi has done. I'm not taking anything away from the individual heroics and abilities of a Kawhi Leonard, but he is significantly helped by the system that he is in, that he plays in, and the players around him because of that exceptional coach that is Greg Popovich. If you're James Harden and you really, really want to make the argument that James Harden hurt himself with his comments about he thought winning was what mattered, then if that's the case, maybe we need to start talking about Steph Curry, because Steph Curry happened to be averaging 25 a game for the team with the best record in basketball. And by the way, he did it without the services of Kevin Durant, for a chunk of time, and they still won like 13 straight and held on to that #1 seed within the entire NBA.
I got a question, Stephen A. You bring up the coaching that that Kawhi benefits from, obviously Greg Popovich. Who's the coach of the year this year, according to you?
I think Mike D'Antoni's the coach of the year.
Harden also benefits from coaching.
Well, time out. There's a difference between recognizing the excellent job that a coach has done during a particular season as opposed to longevity, a level of consistent, sustained greatness that can never be questioned nor compromised. As a boxing analyst extraordinaire, I'm incredibly, incredibly surprised, and dare I say, Max Kellerman, very disappointed in you for bringing up such an analogy. I watch you sit up there and literally dissect fighters, and you consistently teach us the difference between a dude that shows up one night in that squared circle and handle his business, and you juxtapose that to an individual that has displayed a consistent and sustained level of greatness. There's a dichotomy that you consistently show for us.
Therefore, what you're saying is Kawhi, the player, has benefited from being in Popovich's system that's gotten him to this very high level. You don't then take credit away during a season in which he's competing on an MVP level. And by the way, these are just talking about offensive numbers, which are comparable, though Harden's are a little better, maybe efficiency-wise. You can argue Kawhi, but and wins, which favor Kawhi. But what about the defensive end? Harden plays for a coach who doesn't care much about it, nor does Harden. Kawhi is the best defensive player in the world.
But Kawhi is the argument that you make, Max. You know what eliminates your argument for Kawhi? LeBron. Because if that's the argument that you're making, what's there to discuss? We all know that LeBron is the best in the world. We know that there is no player on the planet better than LeBron James. And a legitimate argument could be made that every year, based on ability combined with importance to the team, that nobody eclipses LeBron. We concede that.
He'd have my vote every year.
Yes. Talk about, that's a reality. But the reason why the vote is year to year is because it's not about your intrinsic value. It's about what you actually put on display. Minutes played, games missed, things that are going on in terms of a roller coaster ride.
Westbrook,
we know what LeBron's going to do. We know what LeBron is going to do come playoff time, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from some of the struggles we witnessed Cleveland going through. It doesn't mean anything once playoff rolls around, but it's a regular season award.
That's why I'm taking LeBron out of my I'm taking LeBron out of my conversation for that reason.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though he get my vote.
That's why you take Kawhi out.
Why? He's got the numbers, and he plays defense, and his team is winning.
He has the numbers, he plays defense, but he's a beneficiary, a significant, listen, he benefits from that system. If you put Kawhi in different situations where he was given the ball and told, take me to the promised land without a quote-unquote system to rely upon, we've seen Kawhi come up short in the past. And I'm not taking anything away from his greatness, but we've seen him come along in the past. You don't get, when you talk about MVP, you talk about Russell, you talk about James Harden. Two dudes, when you break everything down, here's the ball. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Take us there.
James Harden's been on some pretty good teams, some pretty damn good teams. How many finals MVPs does he have? Because Kawhi's got one. Because Kawhi's got a Finals MVP.
Time out.
So the whole can't take you to the promised land thing
wait a
seems
minute.
like they got there.
Kawhi had the Finals MVP because they won. And
Right.
they won because of the team they had, not because of Kawhi.
And because of the defense he played on LeBron James. The point is, defense
Again,
is hard to
you're not
quantify,
hearing me.
so Kawhi doesn't get the proper credit for it. Westbrook's the MVP of the regular season. He's meant the most to his team. He's been the best player in the regular season. He has the best numbers. He's got a triple-double. It's amazing. Westbrook's the MVP.
You
What
say
we're
the
talking
best
about-
numbers. Hold on. You say the best numbers. He's not better in assists. He's not better shooting the basketball from the field. He's averaging 5 more shots per game. He shot the ball nearly 400 times more than James Harden. When Allen Iverson won the league MVP, and by the way, I'm going to confess, I hope AI don't get mad at me, but we was having fun with this because he was trying to school me because obviously he loves himself some Russell Westbrook, even though he loves James Harden as well. AI was talking about, look, man, I've seen things I've never seen before. Granted, he humbled me with that.
Yes,
but I
you've
had
been
to
humbled by
remind
me already.
AI, I had to remind, please, never. But I had to remind AI that same season, he shot 1,940 shots. Russell Westbrook, with 2 games to go, is at 1,931.
Stephen
He's
A, they
shooting
got 46 wins. They don't got anyone else on the team
and
to
James
shoot
Harden
the ball.
has 54.
They have
and he has
shooters
54.
everywhere. Look, the OKC can crash the boards, but they can't
What was
shoot
Eric
at all. They
Gordon
can't
and Ryan
score.
Anderson and these boys doing
Complementary
before they
pieces.
were playing with Harden?
Complementary pieces who can shoot.
I'm telling you.
There's your assists.
Listen.
They're your wins.
Listen. I'm making the argument. I'm not making the argument that Russell Westbrook is not MVP. I'm making the argument that James Harden is as well. That's the issue in question. I'm not saying that Russell Westbrook doesn't deserve the award. I think he deserves it. I can't argue with it. I'm just saying y'all out here that just summarily dismiss James. I mean, you
One
got
winner.
James
Stephen
Harden
A.
dropping
White
at number 3.
Do they have a
Number
white flag
3.
in your studio you
One
want to raise?
winner. His name
No.
is Russell Westbrook.
No.
We also
I
had
don't.
some good golf